There is an entire branch of my family tree that is just missing. All we have are vague stories, a handful of old photos, and so many unanswered questions. So I'm headed to Portugal with my parents to get some answers. My name's Claire, and in this video, we'll take you with us as we travel around Portugal, taking in the gorgeous architecture and delicious food along the way. We're also going to be visiting old archives, searching for records that will hopefully expand our family tree and lead us to the heart of where my ancestors lived so that we can touch our feet to the earth that they tilled.
We don't know if the paperwork we're looking for even exists.
Oh my God, I just hope it is there.
I come here to celebrate what they left behind. That is so beautiful.
Based off of the few stories that my mom heard as a kid, we know that my great-grandmother left Portugal on a steamship to immigrate to Brazil sometime in the early 1900s with 6 of her 7 children.
We have been in Lisbon for an hour, and we've already gotten cheated out of 10 euros and gotten lost like 7 times.
Here is what we hope to find this trip. Birth records for my grandfather's siblings, parents, and grandparents, an address or neighborhood or something indicating where they lived so that we can go visit their old home. We also want a better understanding of why they left Portugal in the first place. And the ultimate pipe dream would be to find the name and date of the boat that carried my family across the ocean over 100 years ago. The one precious document that we do have is my grandfather's birth records, which is our only lead as we set off to Portugal with brains full of Brazilian Portuguese, which has its challenges.
In European Portuguese,
Eu vi-me.
and in Brazilian Portuguese.
Ele me viu.
Most of it is gone.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way I'm gonna understand. Oh my God.
Oh no.
In Brazil, one meaning is to be really angry, and another meaning is, well, a male prostitute.
What happens when someone from Portugal goes to Brazil and is like, olha puta aí? So they're just calling someone a male prostitute on accident?
After landing in Lisbon, we immediately made our way to the train station to travel further north to the first city of our trip, Porto. Porto is not only the second largest city in Portugal, it also happens to be one of my mom's favorite spots in the whole country. So even though we won't be digging through archives there, we do want to explore some of Portugal's history and spend a full 3 days exploring the city.
We have made it to our hotel in Porto, and it's beautiful. It's a little Airbnb type thing. Você gosta do cheiro, mãe?
Ótimo, cheiro maravilhoso.
Ótimo. We're going on a little mini adventure. We're gonna get food, and then we're going to make our way down to a bridge. Everything is fine.
Puffing. Why? Because Porto is a city of ups and downs, just like life. Life has ups and life has downs.
One of Mom's favorite things to do is to walk up to random strangers on the street and ask them questions. She was able to get a recommendation for a restaurant from a security guard. Yes, Pedro dos Frangos. Cheers! Happy anniversary! Thank you. This is called bolinho de bacalhau, and it's one of my mom's favorite. It's like sardines. Not a huge fan of seafood, but it's pretty good.
I'm better than I thought it would be.
Mom has been super excited to see the most beautiful McDonald's in the world. I'm not that inspired or enthused by this McDonald's.
I loved it, but it's
Smaller.
Portugal's architecture wears its history in a truly unique way. Many of the buildings are decorated with azulejos, blue and white tiles depicting stories of Portugal's past. Over 20,000 tiles grace the walls of São Bento railway station, telling stories of war, travel, and countryside life in the 17th and 18th centuries. Grand tales of royal conquest share the walls with what could have been my great-grandmother's life, farming and harvesting grapes from the vineyards and shipping them down the Douro River.
Olha lá.
It's the moon. You okay, Dad?
Fine.
Oh God, that makes my stomach hurt too. Good morning. Good morning, family. We're going to climb up the stairs of a church that has a beautiful view of the city. We're gonna go garden hopping looking at beautiful gardens. Dad, how are your knees?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
It's a little bit quieter this morning than it was yesterday. It was so chaotic last night. There were people everywhere. I felt like I was in New York City. It was a little overwhelming for me, if I'm being honest. I didn't realize how big of a city this is.
The Clérigos Church was an obvious first stop for the day, since my mom's top goals when arriving in a new city are to visit as many churches as possible and seek out the highest and best views of the city. This Baroque-style church is known for its 75-meter tall bell tower, where a 240-step climb rewards you with a panoramic view of Porto.
My God, é 90 graus aqui.
It's not that hot. That's kind of terrifying. Is this safe? Look at the state of the old stairs. That would be terrifying. Oops. That freaking trolley is actually functional. Fully functioning trolley.
Obviously.
Not a photo prop.
It was obvious.
I always thought it was a prop.
From there, we made our way to the gardens of the Crystal Palace, passing quaint views of laundry fluttering in the breeze on our way to a calm afternoon of wandering and making new friends.
So there is a city park out in the outskirts of Porto, and we took an Uber out here, and our Uber driver was super nice. And I feel like the Uber drive and the Uber driver was our entertainment, because we have arrived and it's basically Memorial Park. We just talked to somebody who works here and he's like, there's nothing really here. We're like, why are you here? So we're gonna wander around here a little bit and look at trees, and then probably hop in another Uber and go right back to where we were before. Your Portuguese word for the day is michuruca, which means puny, AKA that fountain.
Does this look like a pavilhão da água?
Well, it's a pavilion and there's water there. We've been here less than 5 minutes and I guess we're leaving.
Sabe o que é um pavilhão? É coisa grande, feito do tamanho do Maracanã.
This is called a francesinha, and it is basically a giant sandwich soaked in gravy with cheese. Goodness. It's different, yeah. Interesting. Are we going the wrong way again? It's this way. It's this way. We passed right by the apartment. My navigation today is lacking, let's just put it that way. We had like a little tiny nap, and Mom has been running around the city. Mom, how was your run about the city?
It was fun.
It's only our second day in Portugal, and already we've created a tradition of ending our day at the Dom Luís I Bridge. This massive double-decker icon is a quintessential part of Porto's skyline, and crowds flock here to watch the sunset bathe the city in golden light. The top level of the bridge is almost 150 feet above the water and allows the metro line and pedestrians to cross without worrying about cars, which are limited to the lower deck. There's also a cable car that flies along the Douro River, and we absolutely are going to ride it, but unfortunately not tonight, since we didn't quite make it there before closing.
I have always considered myself a pretty good navigator, but this city is confusing. Every street has multiple street names. None of them are marked in a way that's clear. So there's whole streets of the city that are closed off because they're doing construction. And the GPS isn't working very well here, so it's kind of difficult to navigate.
My first kitty, hi. You don't want to talk to me? That's okay, I think you're lovely.
feel to get 8 hours of sleep?
It feels good. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Mom sleeps on average 4 hours a night in Houston and cannot comprehend why she's sleeping so much here. And we determined that a combination of not having anything that needs to be done and blackout curtains are the secret. We slept in.
Yeah, but we had nice breakfast.
Yeah, we had a nice
prepared.
breakfast. Yes, Mom made breakfast.
Okay, I just wanted to let y'all have a sense of all the streets over here. Is up and down, around, going up, around, going down.
We don't actually have that much planned today. We want to do a little bit of perusing the shopping area around here. Cua Santa Catarina. I don't remember what else we're doing. These are called casquinhas.
Castanhas.
Castanhas?
Castanhas de Portugal.
What is it? It's a
Chestnut.
Chestnuts roasting on an open
Yeah,
fire.
roasted in an open fire.
Oh my gosh, I think this might be the first fire roasted chestnut I've ever had. It's very savory and very chewy. It almost tastes like bread. The price for special treat goodness is reasonable, I think. This is $5.80.
O beijinho tá muito bem feito.
That's the beijinho.
Esse aqui, beijinho.
These are brigadeiros from Brazil.
E esse aqui é beijinho. Little kisses.
This is the quintessential dessert in Portugal. Pastel de nata, right?
Delicious.
It's subtle. It's not too sweet. It's good.
Muito bom esse.
It's good.
Ele tá muito bom.
I've been doing some reading, and this book describes 17th and 18th century Brazil as the land of riches and opportunities for Portuguese people. It was the land that you emigrated to make your fortune and from which you hoped to return. The economy in 1800s Brazil was dominated by coffee plantations. When slavery was abolished, the farms were desperate for workers. Brazil began sponsoring Italian immigrants to settle in some of the more sparsely populated portions of Brazil, and between 1880 and 1900, almost 1 million Italians were lured to Brazil with the promise of a prosperous life. My Italian ancestors arrived in Brazil at the beginning of that wave in 1881. Many of the immigrants from that time period found horrible living and working conditions that were so bad the Italian government shut down subsidized immigration to Brazil in 1902. It was then that Portuguese immigration reached its height, with over 700,000 people leaving Portugal for Brazil between 1901 and 1930. That time period includes World War I, the Spanish flu. It makes me wonder if my great-grandmother was lured to Brazil with lavish promises or pushed out by the political unrest and terrible economic times. It's actually a lot more complicated of a question than I thought.
That delighted me way more than I thought it would. I had no idea that we were gonna go across the bridge, even though we watched 1 million of the subways try to kill people on the bridge.
Your father said it was a little fun.
That was such an easy ride. That took like 5 minutes.
Ever since I was a child riding to the top of the Sugarloafs in Rio, I have absolutely loved cable cars. My dad, however, doesn't share my love of dangling from a cable in a hot metal box, but he was still a good sport. This little 5-minute ride along the Douro River costs €10 round trip per person.
I should have known better than to not realize that coming over here, there would be stuff to do on the other side.
Yes, it is so cool. Yeah.
There's a whole like market and restaurants and all kinds of lovely stuff on this side of the cable car. How cute! Good morning. It is actually chilly today. Very first thing we're gonna do is to go on a little boat tour. Seemed like a good way to start off our mornings. After days of watching beautiful boats glide across the water, I knew I needed to get us onto a boat at some point in our time in Porto. It was kind of a last-minute decision though, so the boat rides that have the best reviews were all full. We ended up resorting to the cheapest option available, which was a boat ride that takes less than an hour. We went in with fairly low expectations due to some mixed reviews online, but we had an absolutely lovely morning on the water. Well, I had a lovely time.
Yes,
Is that good?
absolutely.
We did the first boat of the day, and I'm really glad we did the first boat of the day because it was mostly empty, which meant having a really comfortable time, but now the line is pretty long. That particular boat has really iffy reviews online. People don't love it because there's not a ton of commentary. All the commentary is pre-recorded and there's only a little bit of it, but I really was just interested in being in a boat. That's all I wanted. And so for the price, it's 18 euros if you do this side of the river, and it's 15 euros if you go from that side of the river.
Yes.
And there was no sun.
Yes.
No sun.
Do you want to come say hi? No? Okay, bye.
By this point of the trip, I was pretty eager to move on to Viseu, the city where we hoped to find the most important and useful old paperwork for our search. Still, we needed one more full day in Porto to delight my mother by visiting as many churches as physically possible. The sheer volume of old churches and bell towers in the city meant that an entire day of hopping from church to church, admiring the architecture and city views, could barely scratch the surface of what the city has to see.
How many churches are here, Mom?
Okay, there are many, but there are only 30 main churches.
30 main churches.
Here you see there is a basket of eggs, brides that want good weather during their wedding dates and the party. So they come here and they bring dozens of eggs as offering for Santa Clara for them to have a beautiful day.
Today is the day that we venture away from the safety of our lovely little apartment and get a rental car and drive in one of the most chaotic places I've ever seen. God, this car is zippy.
Our goal for today is to make it to Viseu and start our document search, but not before stopping in Aveiro. This quaint little city is often called the Venice of Portugal, but the only real similarity there is to Venice is that it has a canal and you can take aesthetic boat rides in that canal. It's a colorful and sweet place to pause a road trip.
I read a review about Aveiro before we came here that said, if you don't do the boat tour, you will finish the whole thing in 5 minutes. And it is kind of a delightfully ordinary little place.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it has its charm.
It does. It has a lot of charm.
Nothing to write your mother about.
Got canals, it's got little boats.
Yeah.
Lots of people here come to shop.
I
Because
see.
there are so many stores and stores and stores.
Ooh, Nelly.
Oh, this is
How am I gonna get out?
Look, so he got in there.
No.
How the hell did he get in there?
I don't want to know. This entire trip, I've had a teeny tiny piece of dust on my sensor in the top corner. It's been driving me crazy, and I did the stupidest thing you could do. I knew it was stupid. I knew I shouldn't do it. Just tried to blow it off. Like, there's no amount of careful that can keep you from spitting all over your sensor, and now my sensor is just covered in little dots. And it's gonna be like that for the rest of the trip. We have been in Viseu for about 30 seconds, and at least Dad and I can agree that it's the best place ever. We like it way better than Porto. It's quiet and quaint and sweet and lovely. I want that. Well, one of the things to see here are the Roman ruins. It said that the Roman ruins had already been passed by us, that we saw them already, and we're like, we didn't see any Roman ruins. I found the Roman ruins!
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's the Roman ruins.
Vai lá, James. Vai lá.
Almost like the Colosseum.
Okay.
O que eu não sei, senhora, é se eu posso encontrar as informações que eu gostaria de ter.
Nós só vamos fechar agora às 5 menos um quarto. Por isso, terá que voltar outro dia. Só podemos andar.
Yeah. Muito obrigada pela boa vontade.
All right, so it sounds like there's a lot of hope.
There's a lot of hope. She sounds like the woman that knows where to go and who to go.
Yeah. We got here a little late today, but we're gonna come back tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah, tickled.
You're tickled? She first opened the door and she was like, you know, you have to ask online. You have to send us, like, you have to send us mail.
Like we were gonna get thrown.
Yeah, she was like, nah. Mom talked her way in. Mom was like, I emailed, no one answered. I sent mail, no one answered. Like, I've been trying for months to get in touch with you guys, and no one answered. And so she sort of took pity on us and brought us in the back. In order for us to really start looking, we have to come back in the morning when there's time.
She sounds like she's ready to help to the extent that she can. We still may come up empty-handed, but boy, it looks good.
Yeah, we've got some hope. Today is the day that we head over to the records archives to dig. We want to know the birthdays of my mom's grandma and grandpa. We want to know basically anything that we can find out about them. We also want to find out the name of the steamship that my grandma took to go from Portugal to Brazil back when my grandpa was about 6 months old. You excited?
Yes. All the ancestors just move in our favor.
Locating my great-great-great-grandparents in an ocean of names handwritten hundreds of years ago felt like it should be impossible. There were over 1 billion people on the planet when these records were created, and yet with the help of archivists, we quickly started unlocking branches of our family tree that were previously lost.
How are you feeling? God. We extended our family tree to have the maternal and paternal grandparents of your grandparents, and now we're going to another place. We have made it to Penalva do Castelo, and it is the tiniest, quaintest, quietest little town.
There we found a treasure trove of birth records for many of my mom's aunts and uncles, including the aunt she was named after, Maria da Luz.
Oh my God. Graça, gratidão e superação. Wow. I am very grateful. I just like, wow. Eu quero ir para Oliveira, ficar lá e lá para o Rio Dão.
The records helped us hone in on the area where my family lived all those centuries ago as farmers of land nurtured by the Dão River. My mom found this quote about the Dão River that has been lingering in the back of my mind. As águas do imenso Rio Dão representam as lágrimas de alegria e tristezas de tantos os imigrantes que lá deixaram o coração. An immigrant who left Portugal, much like my great-grandma, describes this river as a representation of the sadness and tears of immigrants who left their hearts back in Portugal. It makes me wonder, did my great-grandmother have hopes of returning?
We are along the margins of Rio Dão, the powerhouse for all this green, for all these trees that you can see all around this area. As I touch my foot on the ground, it's just like I am kissing the earth that nurtured them. I come here to celebrate what they left behind. That is so beautiful. I think that that's when they become enchanted. Like they turn to the sun and the water and this beautiful breeze. and it's green. And how they live everlasting lives.
I don't like this. I don't
Just
like
be
it.
careful,
I don't like
Claire.
it. I don't like
This
it.
is a
Don't hit that wall.
BMW.
Don't hit that
For
wall.
God, or be careful.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
You gotta
God
get
is
close
very
over
mad.
here.
Lord have mercy, Claire.
It's not funny, and now I'm stuck.
And if it gets worse,
I can't believe the little old lady told me to do this.
Watch out for your right
We made
side.
it out. We made it out. I think we made it out. No, look how tiny it is up here. Wait, is this it? Do I have to go through here? I hate this.
nunca mais.
I hate
Nunca mais. Never
this.
again, okay?
Justin would be thriving, and I am not thriving. Don't listen to the old ladies. They don't know what they're doing. She literally made fun of me for being scared. She's like, scared? Why are you scared? Woman, my car had 2 inches of clearance on each side. 2 inches.
Good morning. Let's go see if we can get out of this garage. Yes! There's plenty of room. There's less room than it looks on camera, but there's plenty of room.
You can come back. Yeah, come back. Come back. Yes, yes, yes.
Emergency, emergency, emergency. Help, 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 help.
Look what this looks like from the inside.
Oh my God.
Do you see? And the
looks
car is
like
going,
you're-
it's going all turning
and
red.
It's making red marks.
It's like, don't do it, don't do it. Woo!
Even though we were hugely successful at fleshing out our family tree, we still don't know the name or date of my grandmother's boat that brought her to Brazil. We haven't given up yet though, and we're taking some tips from the archivists along with us as we continue our trip in Coimbra. The Historic University of Coimbra is a UNESCO World Heritage Site packed with museums and iconic architecture. There was something for each of us there: ornate churches for my mom, beautiful views for me, and nerdy science fun for my dad.
Yeah, right? Perfect mechanism for you to nerd out over. Oh, it's tight. This organ is way too big for this church. It's a royal organ, and it was originally made for a bigger church. And if it's played at full volume, it'll bust out the windows. So they don't play it at full volume.
This is the Cabinet of Curiosities, which was a first for me. Over 5,000 carefully curated unusual objects were hodgepodged together with no explanations, immersing visitors in mystery and wonder. What is this?
It's a calculator.
A calculator?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an adding machine. If you add the 9's complement of a number, it gives you the same thing as subtracting. And so apparently internally it has some way of doing 9 complement. I had a setup a lot like that in the basement of the physics building, shining a light on a rotating mirror and coming back with a little microscope. As you rotate the mirror faster and faster, the dot would move and you can measure it with a microscope.
My favorite thing about visiting places like this is watching my dad's curiosity and delight as he reads and analyzes everything he sees.
It probably lets you see the horizon and the stars at the same time. We had some that were like this, and then we had some others that were more complicated that had magnetic dampers so that it settled down faster. Flat plate that's at an angle. When they hit, they're stopped and emit X-rays.
The Science Museum was a treasure trove of old experiments, and you probably could have spent days there.
The Joanina Library is one of the most overwhelming spaces I've been in. It's so ornate. The ceiling is 3 stories high.
At least
So stunning. And you're not allowed to take pictures or video.
if you have the choice, the Portuguese Royal Library in Rio.
Yes.
It is much prettier.
Much prettier?
Yes,
Prettier.
Much prettier. And you can take pictures and you can walk around and you can even check out books.
All right. I've been there, but it's been a long time. I don't remember much. Well, we just drove a really long time looking for the Fountain of Tears. And we are in an apartment complex's parking lot.
The world does not want us to see the Fountain of Tears. Everything is Lagermas Health Club, Lagermas this, Lagermas that, but it's a gated community right here.
Oh, hi, Kitty. I drove all this way just to meet you. All this way I drove. I did. I drove all this way to meet you. Oh, there you go. The wealth of kitties. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. You can come say hi. It's nice to meet you. Hi. Hi.
We came here for the Fountain of Tears and we found the Fountain of Cats.
Yes, come say hi. I will pet you. I flew all the way from America just to pet you.
Okay, this is our third attempt to go to the Fonte das Lágrimas in the butt crack of nowhere, Coimbra. We tried.
We tried.
It was closed.
It was closed.
Like, it's not actually closed, it closes in 10 minutes, but apparently that's the definition of closed in Portugal, so. Oh well.
Vem cá, você tá filmando?
Yeah.
Oh. Good morning. Good morning.
Here's your pasta.
Eu vou mostrar no filme pra ver coisa horrorosa.
Our spot where we're staying in Coimbra is probably the most convoluted place that I picked. You have to walk down the road and down a staircase to get to the parking lot, and the parking lot is paid, and you have to pay with coins.
Can we be friends? No? What about us? Can we be friends? You look so professional in your tuxedo. Are you going to the opera? Oh, yeah, that's very nice. Popularity with the kiddies is my whole goal in life.
Parking in the parking lot is like 24 euros per 24 hours, and it's coin only. We're gonna go to Lisbon, and today is our last full day in Portugal. Coimbra was only a 2-hour drive from Lisbon, so before we knew it, we were strolling the ornate mosaic walkways of Rua Augusta. Even in the off-season, the street stays packed with tourists shopping and eating delicious treats.
Look at the size of this Brigadeiro! It's ridiculous!
Almost immediately, we realized there was a viewpoint at the top of this iconic arch, and our timing just happened to be perfect for watching the sunset.
So huge! That's good. Good morning from our castle thing in Lisbon.
Which is next to the best thing I've done here in the city, which is to have visited the foundation of José Saramago. And look at that beautiful tree.
Today we're gonna go to Belém. Pastel de nata, which we've had several times this trip, is most famous eaten in Belém. So we're gonna go have pastel de Belém. We're gonna be doing as many things as we can before we go fly to New York City.
This is the Torre de Belém. It is a tower in Belém with a very long line we plan to not stand in. I tell you what, today is the day of lines that we don't want to stand in. The line for legit pastel de Belém is like around the corner, and it's early in the morning. This line is a lot. But let's see how fast it's going. My mom is not having it. She doesn't wait well. There's 3 lines. One's for takeaway, one's for sit-down service, and one's just for counter service. You walk up and get stuff from a counter. I don't know what the difference between that and takeaway is, but the counter service line is moving super fast. They're processing 10 people every 2 minutes, maybe. That was extremely chaotic, but we scored the goods. Okay, Mom was just asking me how many
Pastéis du Belém. They sell every day. Mom's guess is 3,000. Dad, what is your guess? 20,000 are made and sold every day. You can really see all the layers in the dough, kind of more than any of the other ones we've seen so far.
It's the best.
That's easily the best one we've had. Tram 28E is one of the most popular classic looking trams that you can take in Lisbon. It goes to a lot of the really beautiful historic areas and main monuments. We only need to go 2 stops. We'll probably take longer getting to where we're going by taking the tram, but we're gonna at least try to take the tram. I think it's maybe because it was full?
Yeah, that's full.
Yeah, let's walk. This is so chaotic. I wanna go home. Oh my God, you're right. This is all a line. Mom, this is line for tickets.
For tickets?
She's gonna walk up and be like, I'm a senior, let me go first.
St. George's Castle is our last stop before leaving Portugal. The view of Lisbon from up here is spectacular, and wandering around the castle brought back some nostalgic memories for us.
In 2010, I took one of my favorite pictures ever of my parents, and we're gonna try to recreate it.
On our trip, we were able to explore the reasons why my family left Portugal. We found birth records for 3 generations of my ancestors, and we even got to visit the area where they lived. But that leaves us with one huge loose end. What was the name and date of the boat that carried them across the ocean to Brazil all those years ago? Turns out that the answer was closer to home than we ever imagined. Since this last little bit of information we're looking for couldn't be found in Portugal, we redirected our attention to Brazil. Archive experts helped us access Brazilian immigration records available online. My mom spent countless hours combing through records looking for our family's names amongst thousands of other immigrants. And after weeks and weeks of searching,
I'm just sitting here working and I get a text message from my dad saying they freaking found the boat.
I said, oh my God, I just hope it is there. I hope. And they were the last 3.
She got up and she was kind of walking like this and starting to cry. Sure enough, there was Ana de Jesus, Leonarda, then her dad, and then the other kids after them.
It wasn't her herself. It's got a 21-year-old, a 16-year-old, and a 14-year-old. So
they were probably taking care of each other.
They travel on a Brazilian steamship, and it is called the Rui Barbosa because Rui Barbosa is an intellectual person in Brazil politics.
my great-grandmother disembarked on July 6, 1929 at the age of 47. My grandfather was 2 years old at the time, not 6 months old like we thought.
I see the courage, the tenacity, and the effort and the faith that took her to raise all these children.
15 years after their arrival, a dense fog caused the Rui Barbosa to run aground, sinking the ship, but remarkably, everyone on board survived. Pieces of the wreck are still visible to divers on the ocean floor to this day.
Fomos pra Itália, descobri a outra família.
No, that's not what I meant by urgency. Fabulous acting, Mom. I'm impressed by the commitment.
Okay.
But mainly I just want a shot of you scrolling.
Okay.